Welcome back to Eagles Radio. Paul Bonza and the Toomp, Jimmy Toompas, is here with us today, co-hosting. Thanks to Incredible Smiles. Are you missing teeth or dentures? See Incredible Smiles today, and you can call in on 1300 736 736 or text on 0427 154 166, just like this person has on text. They haven't left their name, Toomp.
They haven't, unfortunately.
You want to read that text out for us?
We've got a message about two of our juniors. So just wondering where both of us see both Matthias Philippou and Adam Deloyer going in the draft, and who would be higher of the two. I mean, who would be higher is a very tricky one to answer, but they're both tracking really nicely in the SA State program who play this weekend. So it'll be exciting to see how these two boys go. Matthias, probably seeing a little bit more of him being sort of an outside midfielder as well, and a really good physical specimen, as is Adam Deloyer as well, big-bodied inside mid as well. So I think from all reports, they're tracking well and probably very likely to go highly in the draft, probably first round, I would have thought.
So one will go one will go two. Is that the way?
That'd be nice for the footy club, wouldn't it?
It would
I
be
wouldn't
nice
be
for the footy
surprised.
club.
They're, like I said, they're playing some very good footy at the moment, so exciting prospect.
All right, we're just waiting for Jesse Lonergan. He's not answering his phone, Jesse.
That does not surprise
Might be
me
stuck
one
in the mud
bit with Jesse at all. He's the most unreliable bloke you could ever imagine.
He's coming up shortly, all thanks to BCE and CJ Electrical, proud partners of the Woodville West Torrens Footy Club. Just waiting for Jesse to come on. Question without notice here. You went the long sleeves on the
I did.
on the weekend. You often in the wet weather you prefer the long sleeves. Is that a fashion choice or is
funny.
it a comfort choice?
Well, I was actually a bit sceptical about getting that one on because prior to the game last week, we were watching Stir and it was quite cold, and Sheeds mentioned that if I see any of my team in a long sleeve Guernsey today, I will not be happy. So none of us wore it against Stir, and I think four of us actually whacked it on over the weekend. Jesse was being one of them. Me and Goldie have a thing where we always like wearing them together. So
At the same, so it's a bit of a
we always sort of text each other prior to the
bit
game.
of a bromance thing.
Yeah, it is a
there.
little bit. It is
Okay.
a little bit. I know
Take note
Jack
of that.
Hayes and Nick Hayes used to do it when we did it
Yes.
as well. So I don't know. There's nothing wrong with a long sleeve. And ours is
I like
beautiful
it.
looking long sleeve. I would have
I
thought.
agree. There's no. It looks fantastic. All right,
appreciate it, Bonds.
looks like Jesse is finally answered his phone, which is good news.
That time.
Jesse Lonergan, welcome to Eagles Radio, my friend. It's Bonds and Jimmy Toompas with you.
G'day, boys. Sorry about that. A few technical difficulties on my end, but how are we?
You just got to press the answer button, mate. It's not that hard.
Yeah, look, new phone, mate. I think there's a new update up on this one, so I'm not sure what's going on. But no, apologies for that.
All right. Now, you were drafted number 13 in the 2012 draft. You played 60 games for the Suns, 38 games for Launceston. A lot of people might not know that. A premiership player with the Eagles, most importantly. Have you ever played, in all those games, have you ever played in conditions like you played on Sunday?
I never have, mate, and I'll be quite happy if I never do again, to be fair. It was interesting. I mean, the only advantage for me, the game slowed down a hell of a lot, so I definitely enjoyed that aspect of it. But, never in my days I'd like to play in a game like that again, mate, that's for sure.
I agree with you, mate. I'm in the same boat. How'd you pull up, mate?
Actually, pretty good, to be honest. A couple of little knocks here and there, mate, but yeah, pretty good. Considering just still frozen, still trying to get dirt out of the ears, but apart from that, I'm all right.
And obviously you missed with the shoulder a couple of weeks ago, mate, and obviously you had a little bit of a niggle with the calf over the weekend. Talk to us about the shoulder and how that's tracking along.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of an AC joint. I kind of displaced a little bit against the Bays. Matty Snook is a tough inside midfielder, as we all know. Cleaned me up quite good, so he got me in the right spot. So I missed probably about four weeks with that. And now it's pretty good from that. And on the weekend, just a little niggle in the warm up, mate. So I think I'm showing my age a little bit with that. But I was able to get through. Like I said before, the game slowed down a hell of a lot, so there wasn't much running for the inside mids or for anyone, actually, to be honest, on the weekend, which probably held me up in good stead.
Now, there seemed to be a bit of feeling in the second half, especially after Gunther gave away that 25-metre. There was a bit of push and shove, and the game, from commentating it, the game seemed to go up a level. Did it feel that way out on the ground?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, scores were quite hard to come by. And then once we kind of, we kicked a couple there and it was a bit of an arm wrestle for the second half, really. The competitive juices definitely got through us and, we've played a couple of finals against these guys, actually, and it's been quite tough. And, they're an up-and-coming side and quite young and fiery. So, it was definitely a tough game. It was good to get the chocolates against them.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, we've had a pretty successful 2.5 years at this point, and this year has gone differently to others. Jess, how do you see, and it's always good to reflect on this time of year, coming the bye and being the halfway mark, how do you see or assess this season compared to the last two?
I reckon it's quite similar, to be honest, Jimmy. I don't know about you, but, each year we've won the premiership, we've played quite well, and, there's a bit of player turnover, whether that guys moving on to different clubs or interstate or, we've had a lot of guys get drafted to the AFL, which we love to see. And we're getting some quality blokes coming back. I mean, Connor's been a revelation, I reckon, up forward for us. Obviously, losing Tice and now Zane to the AFL. We've got Connor as well coming back and, joining the footy club and really hitting strides. He was a bit unlucky not to get drafted. We're stoked to have him, but also we like to see players move up to the next level. I think we're 6-3. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
But we're building, and we lost a couple of games early, a bit rusty, but there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think that's where it's exciting for us. We're building for the year. It's a long year, and you don't need to be performing your greatest now. You want to be performing the best later in the year. So
it's good to know that you think we're travelling along at the same rate, because that just means it's a three-peat. So now we're just speaking before you came on air. I was asking Tump why he wears the long sleeve sometimes, and he said that him and Goldie have a bit of a thing that they decide whether they're going to wear it or not together. They can't wear it, one wears it, one doesn't. They both got to wear it together. What about yourself? You occasionally wear the long sleeve. You don't mind it?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think Tump wears it to kind of hide the hair. I mean, he's got some hairy arms, so he tries to hide the hair as he can. And I think it's got a bit of a longer collar on it, so it hides his,
I was waiting for that one. Yep, that's right.
No, I don't mind it. I think actually the backroom staff here, Soxy, had a bit of a mishap with my number one Guernsey, actually. So I went missing for a little while. So I was playing in tribute of Sebby Gilhouse for a week.
Yes, you were too.
And then this week, I'm not sure if they found it or not, but I requested the long sleeve. I looked at the forecast and thought, I might need to rug up for this one. So, got some advice with Tump, and, he was quick to point me in the right direction, which is good.
And now we've got obviously I know, but we obviously know you work at Wise Employment, mate, and we have had some requests in regards to some of your colleagues on, I guess, some feedback from yourself. So can you talk us through some of your better colleagues and some of your worser colleagues, please, mate?
So I work for Wise Employment. I've been there for about a couple of years now, and as you know, they're a great sponsor of the footy club. And it's opened some doors from some others as well, not only myself. So the better ones would probably definitely be obviously the skipper, who's, I'm not sure if he's been on yet or he's going to come on soon.
He's on after you, so go for your life.
So, so he works down south, so he's definitely one of the better ones. One of the worst, well, not worst, probably room for improvement, is definitely Matty Knight. Cotton Media as well. He loves talking AFL fantasy. I'm not sure how much work he gets done, but he's definitely a professional of looking busy. That's where he's at. But Connor Ballenden as well works with us, and so does big Jared Redden as well. So it's great to have them along, and they're great people and a good company to work for.
Oh, I'm sure Nida will be a bit flat after that. But anyway, we'll keep going on. Now, obviously, coming from the Gold Coast Suns, they're playing some really good footy at the moment. Do you still keep an eye on the club? You obviously got some good mates there still.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, spent 6 years there since I was 18. That's all I knew from an AFL aspect, and definitely keep a close eye on them. There is a lot of turnover there, which is, there's a few good mates. I'm still good mates with Shawnee Lemons up there. I think he's recovering from COVID at the minute, and a few others have moved on to other clubs. But, they're ticking along well. I think they've got a good draw at the back end of the year. But, hopefully they play finals and kind of break that drought, which would be good to see.
Mate, now we know what you do outside of footy. You've been recently married. Is that right, Jess?
Correct. Yeah, got married in February, mate. So changed man, but no, it's going well.
Married life treating you okay?
To be honest, it's exactly the same as it was, mate. So nothing's changed too much. She tells me where to be, and I just rock up on time. That's kind of the role at the minute. So
And then the Bucks as well in Hobart. I was lucky enough to get an invite, albeit late. I was still there, thanks to Clay Cameron. But the Bucks, do you want to run us through those couple of days, mate?
A 2-day
it was
Buck
kinda
show.
rough,
Well, it wasn't just a one-night thing.
No,
Over 2 days, was it?
It was 3 days, 2 nights.
Oh, we need to hear about this.
yeah, so the Buck show was down in Hobart. So I've got a lot of mates who are down in Tassie still. So it's kind of decided they'll have it down Hobart. Clay Cameron, who was the organizer, who's also I played at Gold Coast with, he was one of the groomsmen, and he planned the Bucks essentially, and missed out Jimmy Tumpus, which was obviously. He was pretty flat with that. I think you got an invite maybe 2 weeks beforehand or something.
Still made it.
Still made it. That's all that counts. No, it was down Hobart, mate. Nothing was really organised too well. Clay organised some accommodation, rocked up. There was no booking, so that was a good start. Didn't have any tickets to all I said is I want to go to the Ashes, to the cricket. No tickets there, so that was also very good. But, great spirit of the Eagles, mate. We just adapted and had a really good 2 days. Can't really speak of too much that went on, but it was enjoyable.
Fantastic, mate. That's great. Look, your Uncle Sam got you to the club. What keeps you at the Eagles? This will be before we let you go. What's the thing that keeps you at the club and not wandering back to Hobart?
There's probably a few factors, to be honest, mate. Obviously, when I came, I've never been to Adelaide before. I usually came here when I played for the Suns, and we got belted by 10 goals every time we came here. So I never had a great experience here. But when Sam came here, kind of obviously bringing family and footy together, it's pretty rare. So it was a great opportunity for me to come down and for him to coach for the year that he was here. And just probably the relationships I've built, not only at the footy club, but also in Adelaide, and we're pretty settled. We bought a house here now, mate, and we don't look like going anywhere for the foreseeable future. And just the family aspect of the football club is amazing, and it's kind of embraced me and Emma with open arms, and we loved every single bit of it. And winning a couple of flags helps, mate. So hopefully we can get a couple more. And
Great, fantastic. Look, now before we let you go, there's one more question. This comes from Facebook from Gary McPhee. I don't know if this is true or anything, but he wants to know: have you lost your wallet lately?
Yes. Not lately.
Oh, okay.
Not lately. So, my first year, I reckon I was doing a trade assistant role when I first got here to the club at BCE and CJ Electrical on Port Road with Bobby Cross there, and we're working on a site in Glenelg, I misplaced my wallet, and I couldn't find it for a good week or two. And Gary, was it?
Yes, Gary McPhee.
Gary, got in touch with the footy club, which was really kind of him and really nice, and organised a meet up, and it was kind enough to give it back to me. So very lucky in that aspect. So it was a great gesture from himself, and very thankful for that.
Mate, really appreciate you having you on the show. It's been a great chat, and we're very happy to have you at the club, and hope you stay there for many years to come. Thanks very much, Jesse.
No problems. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
There we go, Jesse Lonergan. All thanks to BCE and CJ Electrical, all your electrical needs. They're great supporters of the Woodville West Torrens Footy Club for more than 10 years. Bob Cross and the team down there, as he mentioned, do a great job and support the club. This is Eagles Radio. It's not been Eagles Radio. Coming up after the break, we've got the skipper, Luke Thompson, and it's all thanks to Incredible Smiles. To get a more permanent fix for missing teeth and dentures, check incrediblesmiles.com.au. All right, after the break, we'll speak to Luke Thompson.